Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in once again to Rock Hard Ball. Per usual, I am Karter and Weezy. That is Kyle Wells. This is probably be the last time I'm going to say it. We're going to call him Weezy. So if you don't got it by now, then you're just never going to get it. So again, Karter and Weezy here with you for episode 4 now of Rock Hard Ball. Good to be back. We had Monday off for Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. I know we had a good time out on the golf course. Played some okay golf. I wasn't too displeased with my round. I don't know. How'd you feel about your round on Monday, Weez?
The drinks definitely helped.
Yeah.
So played great on the back. Alcohol may have played a factor there, though.
Well, last time you were complaining about us talking about alcohol on the show. So, maybe let's not be a hypocrite here. But let's move past that really fast. Again, thank you all for joining us for today's episode. Got some more stuff to dive into per usual. NBA playoffs obviously taking center stage right now in the sports world. So we'll be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about some key NFL signings that have happened, especially in the world of wide receivers, and some more stuff that's going to be coming up with that. Some more NFL news, some golf news, and then again at the end of the show, we're probably just going to kind of play around with some stuff. Last episode, we had a really active chat. A week ago Thursday was our last episode, so we definitely encourage that. Want you guys to be active. Comment if you guys want us to talk about something, just shout it on the chat. We'll probably get to it as long as it's somewhat mediocrely appropriate. Had a couple of things last time that maybe we can't quite get into here on this live show, but for the most part, let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll get into it. So without further ado, let's just kind of hop into this episode right away. First things first, I won't spend a ton of time on this, but I definitely want to give a big shout out to the Nebraska baseball team. They won the Big Ten baseball tournaments last weekend. So that was big time for that program. It was their first Big Ten title. They hadn't won a baseball conference title, I believe, since they switched conferences. So that was big. They lost their first game 15-2. Just got railed by Ohio State, but they came back to win 5 straight. So that they were going to get into the NCAA tournament anyways, but that was the automatic bid. So sorry, Penn State, you weren't going to get in. They are playing the Oklahoma State regional down in Stillwater. They're the number 2 seed in that regional. Really unfortunate. They definitely had a chance to be a number 1 seed this year if they wouldn't have dropped some midweek games. So that's kind of disappointing that they had some stumbles there earlier in the season that kind of prevented them from getting a 1 seed. But nevertheless, they still have to, just go out there and win games to have a chance to make it back to Omaha. They open up tomorrow actually against Florida at 2 p.m. That game's gonna be streamed on ESPN Plus. So if you want to tune in and support the Huskers, definitely do that. I'm going to try and tune into it. I know on my end. Back to the Big Ten tournament though, really quick. 4 players made the all-tournament team, including the most outstanding player, catcher Josh Caron. He had 6 home runs in the Big Ten tournament, which was a record. The Big Ten, the previous record was 5, so it's 6 nukes there for Caron. Fantastic effort by him. Pitcher Will Walsh was on the Big Ten tournament team. He was very instrumental in that first game against Indiana when they had to win 2 in a row in the losers bracket. He went the entire game. He threw over, I think, like 120 pitches. So really impressive stuff there. Second baseman Rhett Stokes was on the team. And then finally, outfielder Gabe Swanson made an appearance there on the Big Ten tournament team as well. So shout out all those guys and shout out Nebraska baseball for getting the things done. And we'll look to keep going here in the NCAA tournament. But now with that kind of out of the way, we will move on to NBA basketball. That's the hot topic right now. So we'll spend some time here just kind of going over what's been going on. Again, it's been a week since our last episode, so kind of had a lot happen in the NBA playoffs since then. So we're not going to get too in depth with everything, but we'll definitely kind of discuss what we may have missed that was big storylines going back to last Thursday. So first things first, the Mavericks and the T-Wolves had game 2 back on last Friday. The Mavs won 109-108 on a Luka Doncic step back from the 3-point line. He had some words for Rudy Gobert after as well. So that was a big time shot. Luka to continue to make big time plays in these playoffs. He had 32, 10, and 13 that game. Just really impressive stuff. Naz Reid also got a really good look at the very end of that game too to have a chance to re-break the tie, I guess, and win the game.
I for sure thought that was going to go in.
Yeah, it looked really good on the way up. So yeah, that was a very exciting game. I don't know. Did you have any other thoughts you wanted to add there before we move on?
I mean, it's Luka. How many times has he hit big shots?
A lot lately, especially. All right. Great insight there, I guess. Saturday, the Celtics beat the Pacers 114-111. Kind of the storyline in this game was that the Pacers, in a game without Tyrese Halliburton,
missed game 3 and 4.
Yeah, they had a chance to win this game. They were up by 12, not 12. They're up by 9.
To win every goddamn game.
Yeah, I guess. But the Celtics just continued to close them out. But they were up by 9 going into the fourth quarter, and then the Celtics outscored them by 12 points to win 114-111. Andrew Nembhard had a good game for the Pacers, 32-9. Jason Tatum, a really good game for the Celtics, 36, 10, and 8. And again, the Celtics just eventually ended up winning by 3 in that one. Sunday, the Mavericks and the T-Wolves, not as close as the one before that. Mavericks won 116-107, take a 3-0 series lead. Luke with another really good game. Anthony Edwards kind of finally returned back to what he was looking like earlier in the playoffs in that game. Wasn't enough, though. 26-9-9. Couldn't get the job done. They ended up losing by 9. Monday, Celtics put away the Pacers 105-102. Once again, I mean, the Pacers just short-staffed, couldn't really get it done. They were up by 2, I think, going into the fourth quarter. Ended up getting outscored by 6 there and lose. Andrew Nembhard with another good game in absence of Halliburton, and Tatum with another good game for the Celtics. So before we get on to the last T-Wolves and Mavericks game, let's talk about what happened in the Celtics-Pacers series. Weez, what do you think we saw there? I mean, I think it's kind of chalk from what we've seen the whole time, but I don't know. What do you think of that series?
I mean, it was predictable. I just did not think that they'd have a chance to win that many games and not capitalize on one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are. I mean, we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was inevitable, but
yeah. Celtics just continue to kind of look like a buzzsaw.
I don't know,
but at the same time, yeah, the Pacers definitely pushed them farther than they should have been. I mean, if Halliburton plays, could definitely be a different series, right? That we're talking about. I mean,
I don't think so. I thought Nembhard.
You think Nembhard was that big of a deal?
Yeah, I thought he was awesome. Not much they can do. But I've said since day one, I thought Celtics were going to win the whole thing. I think Mavs are. I switch every game. Mavs look good. They're going to win the goddamn finals. I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's kind of wait and see. Got a couple comments coming in here. Let's see here. First time chatter. We got Mick Howlett. Wants to know who's better. Weez, I'm going to direct this one to you. Tariq Skubal or Randy Johnson?
Yeah,
who
I
do you
mean,
think?
If we look at their numbers in their prime, I definitely lean Skubal. He'll probably win the Cy Young. Also, 1 L on the last name. Let's get that right. Respect him. Definitely Skubal. And then coming back to Sam Johnson, Seth Lugo. Talk about a player. He sucks, though. I can't wait for his demise. Yeah, hot take. That's pretty much all I got.
All right. Now we're going to move into the T-Wolves and Mavs series. So, again, we've had a couple games go through. T-Wolves finally pick up their first win, though, back on Tuesday. They get the series to 3-1. But, again, once you get down 3-0, it's tough. Anthony Edwards, again, kind of comes back alive. 29, 10, and 9, which is enough to get it done. Luka had another triple-double, though, which is just fucking ridiculous. 28, 15, and 10. And that was not enough for the Mavs to put that one away in Dallas. So they had to go back to Minnesota today. And for those of you who don't know yet, the Mavericks end up closing out the series with a 4-1 series win. They win 124-103.
Straight ass.
Yeah, just straight up ass kicking. They eventually just proved to be too much for the Timberwolves. Kyrie and Luka combined for 72 tonight, which is just ridiculous, 36 each. Luka also added 10 boards and 5 assists. Looking on the T-Wolves side, Anthony Edwards had 28, 9, and 6. And then Karl-Anthony Towns, who's been pretty awful this entire series, finally had a halfway decent game. Wasn't great from the field, 9 for 20, but he did have 28 points and 12 boards. We got a comment here from Wands. He says, I hate Luka. T-Wolves stole my money. So, yeah, sorry to all you T-Wolves better out there. We probably didn't help that. We were very high on the T-Wolves after they beat the Nuggets.
I think everybody was, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think we were on there.
Yeah. Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly, absolutely. But yeah, the Mavericks end up getting it done. T-Wolves are done. So I don't know. We can kind of try to quick hit on this. Pacers, I don't know. What do you think they do from here offseason going forward? I don't know. I feel like the core there is pretty good, but I don't know. What do you think they do going forward? Keep it together, run it back?
I mean, keep it together. Too young. I mean, did you think Indiana, though, was going to be in the conference finals?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. No, they overperformed this year. I mean, they're still young. Did they lock down Tyrese? I think they did. I'm pretty sure,
to be honest.
Pretty sure you got a big bag. No, just build off Tyrese. They got good pieces. They're not going anywhere. Nothing. I don't do anything is what I would say.
And then I guess let's hit on the other team that won there, the Celtics. I feel like we lose confidence in them probably just about every round, it seems. They just steamrolled the Heat. Cavs gave them a couple games. And then the Pacers, obviously it was a sweep, but they played them close every game. Halliburton was hurt. Donovan Mitchell was hurt in the Cavs series. Jimmy Butler was hurt in the Heat series. I don't know. What's your confidence level now in the Celtics still going forward?
I just don't think they've been truly tested. I don't know. I could see it. I still think they are the best team on paper. They were the best in the regular season. I don't know, though. I have no idea what to think anymore.
Yeah, I lean Mavs.
I lean Mavs. Because Mavs they close it out. I lean Mavs. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So moving on to the Mavs. they are just so red hot right now that it's like, I mean, every single sport, it's not maybe not as common in basketball sometimes since they're 7-game series, and then hockey, I guess, too, maybe. But I mean, if you get hot at the right time, you're just tough to beat. And the Mavs are just flaming hot right now.
Yeah,
so I don't really know.
That backcourt is playing the best basketball in the playoffs I've ever seen a backcourt play, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe obviously Clay and Steph.
There's probably a Clay and Steph run in there. That was, something. But yeah, they probably, I would say they probably are the best backcourt that we've seen since Clay and Steph, right? I mean, without question, probably. Who else is in that conversation?
Is it also like
somebody?
I don't think so, but also is it crazy to say that they're probably better?
Maybe it's borderline. I mean, I think we definitely have to account for how good Steph was for a couple of years, though.
And we'll count by how good Luka is right now, and we'll count.
Luka wasn't a unanimous MVP though.
Clay was awesome, and he gets shit because he hasn't been playing great. I think last 2 years,
he's just kind of washed. At this point,
people forget how awesome he was with those prime teams.
Yeah.
But like, is he like what? Is Kyrie not better than him? I think he is.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely close because I think prime Steph in those years probably had just a small leg on Luka right now. Although Luka's damn close, and then it's kind of the same thing. I think Kyrie probably has a small edge on Klay Thompson. I mean, Klay Thompson's always been a better defender than Kyrie, so you still have to account for that.
Yes. Klay is a much better defender than any of those three, so we'll give him credit for that for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, they've definitely catapulted themselves into some high conversations there. So the NBA Finals is set now, so that's gonna be fun. Game 1 is going to be. I'm not even sure when game 1's supposed to be.
I think they do like that media week bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken.
Let's see if we can see it over here. Okay. Game 1, June 6th. So a week from today. So we'll get to talk about finals game 1 a week from today. So I guess we'll get excited for that. But yeah, I guess that's kind of all we had for NBA. Again, it's not really it's kind of tough because like obviously you guys have already seen the news. So we're not just going to sit here and recap it forever. We gave you our thoughts, but I guess we'll do it now. We'll do our final picks here right now. Who are we going to take to win the finals and in how many games? You can go first. Oh, go ahead.
We'll go Mavs in 7.
All right. Well, this kind of sucks because I was going to say the same thing. So
all right,
I'm still going to take my pick.
No, you can't.
Okay. So I had to pick something else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna bold down. I'm gonna go Mavs in 6 because I think that they are gonna win it now. I kind of have both feet in that boat at this point. Again, like you said earlier, the Celtics just haven't been tested, so I don't really trust it. And again, I think that momentum's real. Mavs are flaming hot, and I think that they have the best player in the series without question right now. I think anybody's crazy if they don't tell you that they're gonna take Luka over Jason Tatum any day of the week. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Mavs in 6. All right, moving on. We're getting into some NFL talk here. We had some wide receiver signings today that we're going to talk a little bit about. Nico Collins signed a 3-year, $72.75 million deal with the Texans. 52 of that is guaranteed. Jalen Waddle, 3 years, $84.75 million, $76 million guaranteed. And then we have other guys up for deals still that could definitely be happening this offseason. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins. So let's start with the guys that already got signed first. Weez, I'll turn it over to you. I don't know. What did you think of these two deals? Texans locking down their guy, and then the Dolphins, of course, getting their young piece here for a few more years as well.
Interesting for sure. I mean, the big thing that jumped out to me is for sure Waddle. I mean, almost that entire contract's guaranteed, which is interesting. But I mean, you lock down. Would you say they're still probably the best receiving core in football?
Probably until proven otherwise. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, you lock that down for sure. Could help. Nico earned $12 million less, but he was awesome last year. I don't know how much you watched of him, but he was awesome, and I think he deserved it. And it'll be fun to see, hopefully, a fully healthy him and Tank Dell and then Stephon Diggs. So,
they have a very real chance to dethrone the Dolphins for best receiving core. They have 3 very high level receivers in Houston.
Well, it'll probably be a problem though when Tank Dell gets more targets than Stephon Diggs week 2, and we got chaos on the locker room.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, a little bitch ass boy. But yeah, no, good. Probably good signings by both teams. Good to get those young guys in there for a few more years. And then the wide receiver market, same thing with every other position, is going to keep driving up numbers, stuff like that. So now we look ahead to some of the other guys. I mean, Jefferson, Lamb, and Chase specifically. I mean, what do you think those deals are going to end up looking like? I feel like they're going to be pretty crazy in terms of numbers go.
They're going to be massive, but my question is, like, does Jettas get a massive deal with Minnesota? Like, for a lot of years?
You think they don't pay him? Like you think they trade him?
And there was already rumors sparking that there was trade talks revolving him on draft day.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like you're just stupid if you let him walk. I mean, he's the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, and it's like I don't. It's hard because like
I don't think they let him walk.
We've seen them.
What could your package be for him?
Yeah, I guess it probably just comes down to how much do you value wide receiver in today's NFL. I mean, obviously, an elite wide receiver can change your offense, but at the same time, we see the Chiefs get rid of Tyreek Hill and then just go win 2 more Super Bowls. So it's like, how much do we really value elite wide receivers anymore? I mean, obviously, they don't have Patrick Mahomes on the Vikings, but still.
It's also weird, though, because I like Travis Kelce, like you can maybe make a point where it's like he's still a big enough target where they don't need a like big receiver like that. But I hear you saying, I don't know how much he gets paid. Jerry Jones will definitely give CeeDee Lamb probably $1 billion in combination. So
yeah. And
then I thought Jamar would have gotten paid by now. Interesting, he hasn't. So I don't know what his deal looks like either.
Yeah. Well, then it's also because Jamar and T. Higgins both had to get paid.
T. Higgins will not be a Bengal.
Well, no, yeah, okay, but I guess he's still currently on the team, so it's still in the realm of
I'm sure he'll make a shit ton more because I'm sure some team will pay big money to get him.
Yeah,
but
it'll be like the Calvin Ridley going from the Falcons to the Jags. Probably
exactly.
They'll trade him, and then it'll be a huge contract. But yeah, the current highest paid wide receiver in the NFL is Amon-Ra St. Brown, making just over $30 million a year. Tyreek comes in at number 2 with $30 million. Waddle comes in 3 now with 28.25, and then Devontae Adams at 4 with $28 million a year. So Jefferson, no matter where he gets the deal, I mean, you have to assume he goes highest paid, right? For sure.
He'll for sure be the highest paid.
I mean, do we feel like whichever, probably not Brandon Ayuk or T. Higgins, but I feel like I think those top 3 guys, whichever one gets paid first probably becomes the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, and then whoever's after him will be the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, and then whoever's after him will be the highest paid, right?
You would think.
That's how it goes, it seems like.
Typically.
Yeah.
Who goes first?
You're probably right. Probably CD, because Jerry Jones will probably just want to get it done, and he just won't care how much he has to give him. So I'd say he probably goes first. And then I think the Chase deal probably depends on when T. Higgins gets traded.
I could see that for sure, too.
Well, because Jamar Chase is a year behind Jefferson and Lamb, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so his is... I don't really know how that all works.
But isn't he already kind of talking about him like needing a long contract or something?
I don't know. Maybe. I guess I'm not even really sure. But I don't know. We'll see. Sophie says George Pickens over Justin Jefferson any day. Bedtime, Austin. We love you turning this rock hard ball, but we're probably not paying George Pickens more than Justin Jefferson. Colin Kelly says T. Higgins is worth as much as a bag of chips. Disagree.
An expensive bag of
I was going to say I think T. Higgins is still a pretty good wide receiver. It's just there's not really room for his contract in Cincinnati. I mean, Joe Burrow is the highest paid quarterback right now, right?
Yep.
And Jamar Chase is going to become probably either the highest paid or one of the top 3 highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. Can't pay everybody. I mean, T. Higgins, he's not crazy, but I mean, he's worthy of being like
very good asset.
He's definitely a low 1 on like he can be a wide receiver 1 on a team. It's just he won't be an upper wide receiver 1, but he's probably
step into Pittsburgh and be
over George Pickens, who is better than Justin Jefferson. But I mean, they're not going to trade him to Pittsburgh. I wouldn't assume. But... Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely keep an eye on all those contracts and stuff coming up. I guess we'll kind of just have to wait and see what happens there. Moving forward, we have the Bears announced as the team for HBO's Hard Knocks. First episode premieres August 9th. So I was a little confused when I first saw this come out because remember we saw the Giants news. I think it was like our first episode. We talked about the Giants being on Hard Knocks. It was
the Giants.
Yeah, but apparently, I looked it up. The Giants apparently have already been like filming for Hard Knocks. Like their Hard Knocks is like it's like the off season like draft. So it's basically all the behind the scenes shit of them like trying to re-sign guys, signing guys in free agency, their draft process, and then I'm guessing like the rookie mini camps or whatever right away. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when that one premiered.
Who
Let's
the
see.
hell's gonna watch that?
I won't. So yeah, I mean, we talked about it when it was initially announced. They were like, who the hell wants to watch the Giants on Hard Knocks? Like, they're one of the most boring teams in the NFL. And then, of course, now, we get to this point, and they're not even like the main Hard Knocks. They're just the boring like downtime. Okay, I found it here. So the Giants Hard Knocks debuts July 2nd.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, whatever happened.
So it's probably already fully wrapped or damn near.
Yeah, probably close. Yeah, I have to imagine that the first half of it or so is probably already done. Something like that. But yeah, Os says it worth watching Hard Knocks. I haven't watched it at all. I've liked it in the past. I think it's.
I mean, I'm gonna be a homer, but I thought Detroit's season when they were on Hard Knocks, I think 2021, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
I think so much of it depends on the team. Like,
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
like the Giants version is going to suck.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it.
But now moving forward, I think the Bears is going to be really good.
Yeah,
because I mean, you have Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, you brought in Keenan Allen. The Justin Fields saga is still kind of lingering that he left.
HBO was looking at their chops for it. I'll definitely be watching. I mean, they lucked out for sure.
Yeah,
not a lot of people would have watched the Giants.
No
Hard Knocks, but I would say most people will watch a Bears one. I will. You will. I think it'll be awesome. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Again, the Bears have just been a very, very, I guess, just fun team to kind of just watch in the whole offseason. Which is why there's the perfect choice for Hard Knocks. Because yeah, again, they have like everything that you could want. They're going to be a decent team. They're not going to be awful. They've got superstar power there now, and a lot of interesting dynamics. Like Sam Johnson just commented, getting to watch Keenan, DJ, and Rome interact is going to be fun. I mean, I agree. Like that'll be kind of cool. We'll get to see like some of that veteran mentorship, but it's not one of those ones where it's just like some old vet that they just sign on a 1-year deal. That's going to be like, hey man, this is how the NFL works. Like these guys are both still like DJ Moore's top of his game. Keenan Allen might be on the backside, but still very high level player. And then Roma Dunze is probably the second or third best wide receiver in this class. Yeah, it'll be fun. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of that. And then let's see here. What do we have next? Bears, Hard Knocks. And then Scotty Scheffler. Let's talk a little bit about that. He got all his charges dropped.
He got freed.
Glove didn't fit. Great job, Scotty. Golf clap for Scotty. That whole thing was just stupid. I mean, he should have never been brought to charges. Obviously, yeah, it was just a big misunderstanding. I guess, yeah, maybe he technically shouldn't have been there. But it's good to see this get dropped. So that's not really a story anymore. I don't know. Did you have any thoughts you want to add on that?
I mean, it was only a matter of time. I mean, it was a funny weekend on Twitter. Yeah. So it was all worth it. I mean, you and me both knew that those charges weren't going to stick. So everybody walks home happy.
Oh yeah, I always gotta love the Twitter interactions with it. That makes everything a lot better. And then finally, last part of NFL news here. Unfortunately, we have a Vic 2.0 situation here.
And another goddamn Chiefs player.
Yeah, Chiefs player Isaiah Buggs got arrested for dog cruelty. The dog cruelty is not funny. The kind of more funny thing though is that the Chiefs won back-to-back Super Bowls, and now it just seems like every single week they cannot stay out of the news.
It's like Florida
getting tough
back in the day.
Yeah,
every
which is
week,
so random too.
Every
week,
the Chiefs, another felon on that team.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's like, I just don't know how we keep getting like this. Like, okay, I'm just blabbering here, but it's like I just wouldn't expect from the Chiefs. I guess that's what I was eventually trying to get to. I was trying to think of a different way to put it, but it's like they're a Midwest team. Like they've usually been pretty low key for the most part. Like obviously they've been winning lately, but like people are gonna not like them because they're good. But at the same time, they haven't really done anything to make them not likable until now. I don't feel like.
I mean, I feel like
there was like the Kelsey, like, you know, rough right to parties, stuff like that. But
you also like learn once you get older. It's like if your team wins, people fucking hate you.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah.
Name a team that was bad their whole life. They started winning. Everybody despises them. I think the prime example was Georgia just could not get over the hump for like 12 years. They win 2 in a row and like look like God, and everybody's like, oh, fuck Georgia. You don't like seeing other people succeed. That's life.
Yeah. Especially when it's like it's not just one championship. Sometimes they'll kind of get behind the one championship. Like when the Cubs won in 16, people are like, all right, yeah, like good for the Cubs.
Everybody loves that.
But it's like
awesome.
But then they just immediately like just returned back to just normal. Like I mean, they had a good year in 17, but like, yeah, whatever.
Do you think in like 2018 rookie year, 2019, 2020, I would say Mahomes was almost universally loved.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not anymore. I would say he's more hated than he's respected now.
Yeah, for sure.
It just tells you people hate winners.
And then it's like Tom Brady even now too. It's like when he was in the NFL, people hated him. They hated the Patriots. And then when he went to Tampa, it wasn't really that bad. Obviously still won that Super Bowl, so that probably still annoyed some people. But when he was in Tampa, he was a lot more laid back, wasn't the Patriot way, stuff like that. So people started liking him a lot more. And then now that he's retired, it seems like everybody loves him. Like it seems like he's in the news every day. It's like, oh, look what Tom Brady's doing, dude. Like, God, go him. Like, this is awesome. It's like, God, haven't this guy had enough? He was married to a supermodel at 7 Super Bowls. Christ. I mean, geez. But yeah, people hate winners. That's kind of just night and day. Yeah.
Always will.
Always will. We'll take a break there. We'll go to our quick little 1-minute commercial here. And then we will get back to business. We are going to be doing some other stuff today. Our top 3 preseason NFL bets. Then we're going to talk about some culture ball stuff, including the new culture ball game, things of that nature. So stick around. Once again, you're listening to Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network here at Culture Ball Dogs, and we will be right back.
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dogs, for the fans.
All right, welcome back in. Once again, listening to Rock Hard Ball. I'm Carter. That's Weezy. So getting back into things, before we kind of move on to some of our next ones, we have some more comments here. We're going to Joel says Tom Brady low-key likable because of who he is now. Joel, I literally just talked about that, so let's maybe pay attention here. And then we don't like begging, so let's not do this as well. But next up, valuable comment here. What is JJ McCarthy's floor and ceiling in our opinion? So this is actually a good comment. I think this is a pretty hot topic because JJ McCarthy is definitely one of those guys where he wasn't quite ready coming out, but definitely has some high potential. So we, as the Michigan man, I'll let you take this one first. What do you think your Golden Boys floor and ceiling is?
I would say floor. I hate to say it, but floor is probably like Zach Wilson. Comes in like young, got a big arm, potential. I don't even know what his ceiling is. Like I'm trying to think of a player like him. Like I would say like Josh Allen, but he's a lot smaller than Josh Allen. You got a name?
I probably don't have a name. But I think his floor is definitely he's got some bust potential for sure. If he has to play too early, which I've said it on here before, I think we've both said it. Vikings, please don't screw that up. Don't play him. Obviously the only other option you have there is Sam Darnold, so that sucks. But you're gonna have to just kind of eat it. But yeah, if he just doesn't play, get some good development, I think his ceiling is like he could definitely be a top 10 quarterback in the league and like borderline top 5. I think he's got the natural ability and tools to be that good.
Like another guy, but like I could see ceiling being maybe like a more athletic Jared Goff.
Yeah,
like good arm, slinging around the field. Probably going to need good playmakers around him. I don't see him making plays for himself, which is where probably that Josh Allen comment was probably not good.
I mean, but yeah, kind of where the line gets drawn sometimes. Honestly, if you want to go old here, almost like Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be Aaron Rodgers, like Hall of Fame caliber, but like in terms of like play style, like big arm, accurate, good intangibles, and he can move enough.
And again, he's 21, but I just don't think he's as creative enough to be given that Aaron Rodgers type of.
Well, Aaron Rodgers didn't play like that when he was first out.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying again, he's young, and I could see it for sure, but I would lean towards more no.
Well, yeah. No, again, I'm not saying like Aaron Rodgers in terms of like actual like success and like pure talent, but I'm just saying like kind of play style. I feel like kind of a little bit like almost like a poor man's Aaron Rodgers, I guess.
Maybe like a Brett Favre. Where like,
well, Brett Favre is still a top 10 quarterback of all time.
yeah, but he'll sling it. But like with every time he's going to sling it, he will throw it to the other team a lot too.
Yeah, I guess it's probably where the Rodgers comparison doesn't align as well because he just didn't turn it over. But I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably our floor and ceiling for him. Austin Toby said floor would be Ben Kurt and ceiling is Josh Dobbs. That's just hurtful.
That's just disrespectful.
That was rude. Ben Kurt specifically.
Did he even get drafted?
No. I don't know if he got drafted, but no, I was going to say don't hate on Ben Kurt. Come on, man. Yeah, that guy's a Packers legend. He took a knee one time. Still a big knee to this day, guys. So let's not hate on Ben Kurt. And also Josh Dobbs had a generational run last year. Let's not forget. Yeah, he was nuts for a couple of weeks. The Vikings traded for him based on like 2 games, and that quickly did not go well for them. He threw like 4 picks 2 games later. So yeah, that's that. Getting into our next group of topics here. Again, well, I guess I'll just shut this out again. Please keep commenting. We like that. We like interacting with you guys. It's fun to have you guys give us your thoughts, stuff like that. So yeah, feel free to keep dropping those. But we're getting into our best bets. So with that, drop your best NFL bets of the season. If you have any, who's your favorites for MVP, stuff like that. We'll get into ours here as well. So I have 3 written down. I don't know, how many do you have? 3?
I have 3.
Okay. My first one, you're gonna think it's a homer pick, but I like it. I like the odds. I like what I saw last season, and I'm gonna take it. Jordan Love MVP plus 1400 is a pick that I have. I think that there's real potential for him to do it. I think you could argue the last 8 or 9 weeks of last season, he was the MVP based on the stats and the Packers record, things like that. I think it's realistic that he could be the MVP if the Packers, if he continues to look how he did last year, continues to develop and look even better, and if the Packers end up winning the division. I think those things have to happen. But at those odds right now of plus 1400, I actually don't think it's that bad of a bet. So that's my first pick.
Not a fan.
Why not?
Jared Goff's winning an MVP before he is.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Really?
Yes.
You think Jared Goff wins an MVP before Jordan Love does?
I'm not saying that they either will. I'm saying like in the next 2 years, yeah, Jared Goff would win one before Love.
I don't know. Agree to disagree.
I'm not going to take him because again, it's a homer pick. Like, yeah, if Lions find a way to win 13 games and he throws for another 4,500, maybe even 5,000 yards and turns the ball over just slightly less, he could for sure win an MVP.
I mean, I'm not saying Jared Goff can't. I'm just saying I think it's much more likely that Jordan Love does.
Yeah, I disagree, but we'll hop over to my first pick. I like Cardinals over 6.5 wins.
I thought about taking that one.
So I think they're going to be not a great team, but sneaky good. I think they maybe win 8 or 9 games. I can honestly see them getting like that last wild card spot. I think that offense will be good enough.
Yeah, that was probably my first pick off that I didn't put in my top 3 was Cardinals over 6.5. Because you look at their schedule too, because I was trying to decide what I want to pick. I think the 6.5 line is really good. Because I looked at their schedule, and I think that there's like 6 guaranteed wins on there, and then they have like 1 or 2 games that I think that like they definitely should win if they are as good as I think they will be. Because again, we've talked about this a couple times already this year about the Kyler Murray thing. It's like people forget that how good he was like for his first couple of years in the NFL, and he just got hurt, and then he's just been kind of out for here and there. I mean, that one year they started like 8-0 or whatever it was until the Packers, of course, put into that. But yeah, I like that pick a lot. I think there's a good opportunity for them to win over 6.5 for sure. Got a couple comments here coming in. Austin, generational bad run tonight. Austin, no hate. We appreciate you getting in here, but Denver's not winning the Super Bowl. I'm so sorry to say. We talked about this the other night. Yeah, they have like 3 quarterback threes on the team. So.
I also think they actually just got eliminated from postseason.
Did they? Yeah, mathematically eliminated.
Yep.
So Denver probably won't win the championship, but I tell you what, their odds are probably crazy. So if you throw a couple bucks on that and they end up winning it, we will eat our words, and we'll do a whole episode dedicated to how smart you are if that happens. Sam Johnson says Jonathan Taylor offensive player of the year.
I mean,
probably not.
Will he be healthy enough?
Probably not. I don't even know what his odds are. I mean, he was probably the favorite that year after his rookie year or his second year that he had that really good year.
I think second.
Yeah, probably the next year he probably was maybe close to the favorite to win it. But yeah, I don't think he probably wins this year. I think there's too many other good candidates.
He's plus 3,500. So
I mean, so he's definitely in the realm.
So yeah, if you want to make a donation, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, the odds are always going to be higher on this early in the offseason, but still. So yeah, Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. Probably not. Austin, though, Weez, if you want to apologize to Austin now, I agree. I think Goff gets MVP.
Okay, I didn't say Goff wins the MVP. I'm saying he has a better chance than Jordan Love. I think that's true. I also don't think Goff does. I think it's going to be another like 3-person race.
Who do you think the 3-person race is then? Because I'm curious on this. Like, I feel like the MVP is going to be a tough one to dictate this year.
Mahomes will always be in that category. Josh Allen will too, but I don't know how good his supporting cast will be to get the numbers to win MVP. Stroud with the weapons will for sure be in that category. And a healthy Bengals team, Joe Burrow could.
All right. And then Sam also kind of, I think this is about Goff. Good offense with the QB they're going to want to protect now. Yeah, again.
I think that's more about Love.
You think so?
Are we talking about protection? Because the Lions have the best O-line in the goddamn league.
Sam, who are you talking about? Good offense with the QB they're going to want to protect now.
They're talking about.
I thought they were talking about Goff because they just paid him a shit ton of money.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I viewed protect though as like protect his safety.
I don't know.
Jared Goff does not have to leave the pocket very much.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell he's talking about. Sammy J, let us know. And then Austin just still kind of championing the Goff. I don't know. The lines are good. I want to see Goff win. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see Goff win. The comments about John. How the hell is that about Jonathan Taylor? He said good offense with a QB that they're going to want to protect now. Colts going to pound the. Are you saying just because so Jonathan Taylor's going to get more touches because Anthony Richardson? Is that? I don't know. So I'm still kind of confused by this whole ordeal here, but
yeah, because protect. They're not going to protect him if he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year because they're just going to give him the ball. I
think he's saying that they want to protect Anthony Richardson, so they're just going to ride Jonathan Taylor, right? Okay, yeah. Protect by not running A-Rich.
And I think A-Rich is going to say no.
Yeah, I think he's going to run the ball a lot. He'll break it again. He broke his shoulder immediately. He'll break it again. Yeah. We got project the Clippers lineup next season from Wands. I really don't know. I have no idea who's going to be on that team.
I don't know what Palmer's going to do with that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we talked about that when they got eliminated from the playoffs. Who the hell knows what's going to happen with that whole roster?
Yeah,
I mean,
do you go in even deeper or do you back out a little bit?
I think you got to blow it up at this point. I don't remember what we said back then. But
I don't think it's like the Clippers to just fully blow it up.
Exactly. I think they're going to
I'll tell you what now. I'll say this. Zubac will be the 5 again.
Okay. All right. I think Kawhi definitely stays. I think he's still a high enough level that you can't let him go.
I mean, Harden.
PG,
probably,
I can see going.
I think PG. I think PG is probably the most likely to stay.
Really?
I think the guy to leave would be Harden.
Oh yeah,
and I think he does leave.
Yeah, I honestly kind of forgot that he's even on that team. To be honest, for a second, when I started thinking about their lineup for next season, I was not thinking about James Harden at all. That's still really weird that he was on that team.
I know he switches teams so often these days. Yeah, PG. I'll go to this. PG probably to the Lakers.
I honestly don't think that'd be that shocking.
I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Could we see like a LeBron trade? They get a couple pieces back for him, and then they get PG in there. I don't
think LeBron goes anywhere personally.
I mean, probably not. But I'm just saying. I mean, I've seen it thrown out there just on like Twitter and stuff. So I mean, it's worth discussing, I guess. I don't know. Could
possibly, but I think if the Lakers are bringing in PG, it's probably to try to go for one last push with LeBron.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
So.
Oh, and Bronny, of course, too. Don't forget about Bronny. Yeah, he says I think LeBron will get traded in this. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know who you can give up for PG.
A lot. You'd have to give up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be every pick that you have for the next 10 years, probably.
Young guys like Max Christie.
So, I mean, you're
thinking about it though. Like
you're
that trade wouldn't be bad. You don't have to move.
yeah, you don't have to move. But yeah, I mean, obviously you have to keep. I mean, unless you trade LeBron for whatever an array of pieces. If you keep LeBron and AD there, I mean, do you give up Austin Reeves in a deal for Paul George? You probably don't want to, but you might have to.
They probably would.
D'Lo.
I think D'Lo's probably gone.
Yeah, we'll probably have to go. But yeah, definitely interesting.
And then probably a third team would have to come in too.
13, yeah. Could see it. I mean, it seems like damn near every NBA trade has a third team.
Yeah, especially if it's a high caliber trade.
Like they don't. I don't know. It's somewhat different than like the NFL in terms of the trades. They just move so many different pieces. And same with like the MLB. It's like, oh, here's a copy machine.
Yeah, the MLB on trade deadline days. I mean, there's news from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Every guy's getting dealt.
Also, I don't think you got to give a lot for PG. He's old, but it'd be crazy to see him and Braun get traded.
Not even that old.
I don't think he's that old, is he? How old is he? Let's look it up.
He's probably 31, 32.
Oh, he is 34. A little older than I thought.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn.
I still think you have to give up.
Are we at Unk status? People are starting
to be
wonder.
fair, I mean, we probably watched him in like 7th grade with that Pacers.
I mean, yeah, those were some fun teams.
Yeah. Oh, those series, Heat Pacers were always so much fun back in the day.
Yeah. Paul George looked like the second coming of Braun for a while. Then he just snapped his leg. So
yeah.
Horrifying. But yeah, let's get back to the bets, I guess. But that was fun NBA talks. Some good hypotheticals there. My next bet that I have is I don't know if they get to the final hump here, but I think they finally get over a hump. I'm going to go the Buffalo Bills AFC champion plus 700.
Yeah, you're on a massive cold streak right now. Again, I really
don't
like
I don't think it's that bad. I think that even though Stephon Diggs is gone, I still think that Josh Allen's good enough. I still think the rest of the roster is good enough that they can still make a push. And again, I guess maybe we should preface it again in this episode. Well, you did it with the college one. These aren't necessarily like the number one things I think are going to happen. Jordan Love is not my favorite to win MVP. The Bills are not my favorite to come out of the AFC. But I think they're bets that I think would be like worth throwing a couple bucks on. That like I see as realistic options. I just think that I like for the odds.
I think plus 700's too low for that.
Really?
I think there's teams that
that's like the 5th or 6th best odds in the AFC.
Which tells me FanDuel's, being a little greedy then with that. But I just think there's teams that have already passed some kind of like I think I'm not saying their window's closed, but it is closing. Like I like the Texans more. LV Bengals teams gotten there. Like them over them. Ravens, I think, are closer to finally breaking free and getting back to the big one.
Yeah.
So I'm not the biggest fan of it, but
this is I actually do like this one too. Honest bet, Texans Lions Super Bowl. I think that is probably a pretty good Super Bowl pick. I think they both have issues. Texans just youth, and then Lions just I don't know, like defense, and then with that, it's like I mean, like kind of going back to the MVP talk here, but it's like if their defense is subpar, is Goff good enough to get them over the hump by himself? I don't quite think so, but I don't know. I think that would be a super fun Super Bowl, though. I think the whole country would love that.
Obviously, we don't know the stats. I bet you that's probably like a top 3 most picked.
No, I bet it's pretty high. Yeah, especially like based on the odds, probably. Because I think the Lions already are are they second to? No, they're probably not. I don't know. They might be second to come out of the NFC in odds. I'm not really sure.
I believe they're 3rd.
Eagles too.
Check. Yeah, I believe Vegas is really big on the Eagles again. No, okay, so they are too.
Okay,
so it's San Fran and then Detroit,
and then Texans. I would assume are probably 3 or 4 to come out of the AFC.
5.
Really?
Yes. So they do have the Bills slightly ahead of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it goes KC, Baltimore, and then Cincy for the top 3.
Okay, I already went back then. I probably would flip my pick to the Texans. I thought the Texans had higher odds than the Bills. Maybe I missed them, but I don't know. I'd probably go Texans then, I guess, rather than the Bills. Sorry to backtrack that fast. But let's see here. We missed this one. Predict Bears record and Caleb Williams touchdown to interception ratio. We'll just keep filtering in these comments. It's great to kind of break things up here. Bears record. I think they go probably 9-8.
They just ream 9-8.
Yeah. No, I think they're very 9-8. And I think Caleb Williams touchdown to interception ratio. I think I could see like a 28-12 type of year for him. I think he's actually going to throw. I think he's going to throw a decent amount of touchdowns because I think they're going to let him air it out a little bit. Because I mean, DeAndre Swift's not going to run the ball how many times per game. I mean, they're going to let him throw the ball. They've got a good receiving core. I think they let him air it out a little bit, which is why I could also see the interception number even being a little bit higher. I could see him actually throwing a lot of picks this year. 12 might actually be a little bit probably conservative, maybe giving a little bit too much credit. But at the same time, I think he is going to come in and be really good right away.
I mean, I wasn't far off. I had him at maybe 23-9. So I think they will still run the ball more than you think.
I mean, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's what I'd go with for that. All right, back to bets. You hit what you hit with your second bet, I guess.
Yeah. I'm definitely more odd bets because I have Lad McConkey, rookie receiving leader, plus 700.
Who did he get drafted to?
Chargers,
which
is why I'm thinking they just don't have any other
Yeah.
talent there, and Herbert's good enough. I was looking at other guys. Me and Sam actually back at the house were talking. Malik Neighbors odds look good, like plus 400, because who else is on that team to
Nobody.
throw the ball to?
Yeah.
But I just like Herbert as a quarterback to get him the ball more. And then
You don't like Danny Dimes?
no, and
Come
then
on.
I mean, it's also the weird bet because they have why am I blanking on his name right now?
Quentin Johnson?
No, Cardinals.
Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's like plus 100. So Vegas doesn't even think it's gonna be close.
It honestly probably won't be, honestly.
But I don't think
Kyler
it is,
Murray's a
though.
good quarterback too, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Who's on the Cardinals though too?
Trey McBride is gonna be awesome this year. He was awesome last year. I think there's
He's
more
still a tight
talent.
end though.
I know.
But it's I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I like the value.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, same thing. It's like, I mean, I went pretty odds heavy in a lot of my picks too. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't hate it. I mean, you definitely had a good thought process on it as to like why. It definitely makes sense.
Like I could see him being like a Cooper Cup.
All right. All right. Have you seen that podcast with Edelman and Cup? There's like
Yes.
every single white guy now that comes out that's like kind of small. It's like, oh, that's Julian Edelman. Oh, that's Cooper Cup. Oh, that's Danny Amendola. Oh, that's Wes Welker.
I'm not trying to bring race to it. Great route runners.
All right. Yeah. No, it's just funny though, because they literally just talked about that. They're like, yeah, every single guy that comes out there, it's like, oh, he's like him.
Yeah. Who was you? I was Wes Welker.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is funny. But yeah, no, it could be a good pick. We'll see. My third pick, this one isn't quite as much odds. It's just an over-under one. So obviously it was minus 112 either way, I think. I'm going to take Saquon over 1,025.5 rushing yards. I think the Eagles, obviously Jason Kelce retired, but their O-line's still really good. There's way more weapons there than he ever had in New York in terms of taking pressure off of him. With the passing game, and then Jalen Hurts running himself, like read option stuff like that could be, good looks. And then like also Saquon's just really fucking good. Like he was very, very good as a rookie. He had some other good years in New York. The biggest question with that bet is just, can he stay healthy? So I think if he stays healthy for the full year, I think he crushes it. I was also actually tempted to take Saquon like offensive player of the year. Cause he had, I want to say like fourth or fifth best odds, which I thought was actually a little bit low.
Question is like, will he get in the end zone enough?
Yeah.
Because they get the ball to the 1 yard line.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly.
He's not
That's
getting
that's like kind of part of the reason I don't want to go offensive player of the year. And then also it's just like I just kind of said, for his rushing yards, kind of works against him too. There are a lot of other playmakers on the team, so he's not going to be a true just workhorse bell cow. Like he's not going to rush for 1,500 yards, but I think he definitely goes like 1,200 if he stays healthy. So
Yeah. I that's your first bet I don't dislike.
All right.
I'm a big fan. Actually hate my last fucking bet. Like I
Okay.
despise it. But Chiefs to get the 1 seed in the AFC plus 350. Why I hate it, I don't know. I just feel like they weren't great in the regular season last year. I probably don't think they will be either. Like they're just playoff fucking warriors.
yeah,
So I do hate that bet because I can see a team like Baltimore winning 14 games and then losing. I hate it.
I think so I can see why you don't like it, but at the same time, I'll kind of help you here. I think there's also a very good reason why they would do that. The Chiefs at this point now have by far the easiest division in the AFC, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could maybe, I don't know, you could, no, they're the easiest. I was going to say AFC South obviously have some weaknesses, but I think Jacksonville's going to be better this year. I think last year was just kind of a weird letdown year. I think they're going to be really good again this year. Texans are going to be good. The Colts might be solid too if Anthony Richardson continues to look like he did early last year before he got hurt. And then Titans, I guess, who knows what the hell's going to happen with Will Levis and that hammer. I mean, you've seen the Will Levis thing, right? Come on.
I'm trying to avoid it. Yeah.
No, we don't got to
guess
avoid it. I mean, props to the guy. Yeah, we're
No.
not going to get into graphic detail here, but I mean, shout out for real. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen there? And then AFC North, we all know that's probably the best division in football. Arguably, I mean, it's in the conversation. What's that look for?
NFC North. We got to represent.
No, okay, yeah, I agree. But it's definitely between the two Norths. I mean, they're both right there.
Yeah.
My point is though, is just the AFC North's good.
Go back to the Civil War, baby.
North versus North.
North stronger.
The North is stronger. All right. Yeah, we're gonna take it to them. But yeah, North's good. The East, I mean, the Bills should be good. The Dolphins should be good. Jets should be good. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy. I still think everybody's too high on the Jets. Side note, I don't think they'll be quite as good as people think. And then what other division are we missing? Is that all of them?
Did we mention the NFC South?
Well, no, I was kind of talking AFC, but like, and then just the West itself. It's like, yeah, the Chargers should be good with Harbaugh now and Herbert's still there, but it's like at the same time, you never really know what the hell's going to happen in LA. Like they just they can never really figure it out completely. I kind of hope they do. I think it'd be fun to watch. I've always liked Herbert. And then Harbaugh, it'd be cool to see him come back and then like finally get it done in the NFL. But it's like the Raiders are going to probably be a bit of a dumpster fire, I would assume. They don't have a quarterback, so I don't.
Let's not disrespect Aiden O'Connell, all right?
No, I will disrespect Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell's not good. He shouldn't be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And then the Broncos, I mean, we've already disrespected them plenty, but again, the 3 QB3s, like it's the trifecta of just bottom tier mid. So yeah, they're just not going to be good either. So that anyways, back to the original bet. That is why I think the Chiefs could actually be the one seed in the AFC. I think that they have probably the easiest path in terms of like divisions go. So that's why I would.
Yeah, thanks for making me feel better about it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
He just shit on all my picks, but then I tried talking you back into yours. Yeah, fuck me. All right. What, my first 2 picks, you were just like, yeah, I don't like those. And then,
I didn't. I'm not going to.
No, I know.
I did not think they were good.
I know, but I'm just proving why I'm a nicer guy than you. So moving on, college football news before we get out of here. NCAA is going to meet next week to discuss letting schools display corporate logos on fields and possibly jersey patches, kind of like the NBA. As college football continues to just be commercialized. I hate this. I hope this does not happen. What do you think? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it sucks, but it will happen. You know it. I know it. It will happen. Money drives things.
Yeah, it's just I've always been for the NIL. I've always been for paying the players, stuff like that. But let's not ruin this shit with putting stuff on the field and stuff on jerseys. I mean, it's such a different thing too, where it's like NBA jerseys have changed every 5 years, every 10 years, forever. Like it's never like been that big of a deal in terms of like, oh, let's throw a patch in there. That's not that big of a deal for me. But it's like college football uniforms are iconic. Don't put a fucking patch on.
That's what I was talking to, because like there's been so much shit that's being thrown towards these professional teams who have iconic jerseys and they throw patches on them. Yankees got hot shit. NHL teams with great sweaters got hot shit for it. It's like, yeah, I'm a Michigan fan. Let's not throw a Costco wholesaler fucking logo on Michigan's iconic uniforms. Please, no.
Yeah, let's not do that. And then even the fields too. It's like I don't want to go sit in Memorial Stadium and then look down to see the massive green Runza logo on the field.
Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah, let's not do this. NCAA, please, for the love of God, this is the one time I'm going to draw the line on the whole pay thing in college. Don't do this shit. Don't commercialize the field and the jerseys. I really just don't want to see that happen. Austin said, I hate to see this happen. At this point, you might as well make them professional athletes. Yeah, that's basically where we're at.
Kind of already
point. Yeah, they kind of are professionals at this point. But let's at least keep the universities and like the uniforms, the fields. Let's try to keep those with somewhat of tradition and college. I guess let's keep it college at some point. Eventually, they're gonna have to draw the line. But who knows what it's going to be? I guess we'll see what they end up deciding with that. College Football 25 had some more leaks and news that we can maybe hit on here quick before we go. No high school for Road to Glory. That kind of sucks.
Not a big fan of that.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you just going to start as like a shitty walk-on? You just have to earn your way through practice? Yeah, that sucks. I mean,
and to be fair, when I was younger, I also hated playing high school in it because I was like, just get me to the big university.
Yeah.
But now that I'm a little bit older, it's like, let me take the high school to the promised land first.
Yeah, you appreciate the grind now. Yeah, so yeah, that sucks. I wish there was high school and Road to Glory. Plus, it's like, I mean, how is my character supposed to paint the cheerleaders? You know, it's like, come on, you're doing me dirty here. Jesus.
Also, good news. I don't know if it's official, but all these devs have been talking about the game, and there's not been like one word about Ultimate Team, which is awesome. Like the last thing we needed was just a money grab Ultimate Team.
Yeah, no, that would be the worst. That's why Madden's awful, because like that's their number one gameplay thing, and that's what like they want to push, and it's not good. So yeah, thank God they're not doing that. Also said you get to choose what your star level is, I heard. That's kind of weird. I don't know if that's
Well, then yeah, I'm gonna be a fucking 5-star.
Yeah.
I'm greatness on the
yeah. So
field.
once again, that's just kind of dumb. It gets rid of the whole like now you're just like, oh,
Why would I
yeah,
make my player
I'm
awful?
I'm going to Alabama to be the starting quarterback, and I'm going to the NFL draft immediately. Yeah, no, that sucks. Yeah, the whole
I'm a classroom guy. Brown offered me a little walk spot. Gonna make
36 on the ACT.
Gonna make mom and dad proud with the scholarship.
Mom is psyched.
Pretty sure I just that's the whole plot of Varsity Blues.
I guess. But I guess kind of what you said with Ultimate Team though, was kind of my next point is that everybody on Twitter that's like had the early release or whatever, they said it's nothing like Madden. So that's awesome. Because like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate Madden as much as other people do. I still enjoy playing Madden here and there. Like me and my buddies have a franchise that's fun to do online, stuff like that. And like Superstar KO is kind of a fun game mode. But you can't have just Madden again for the same video game because Madden already repeats itself every year. It gets old. Because even though I do like Madden, I probably am one of the people that likes Madden more. I still get tired of it, and like I still can't play it very long. So yeah, I'm very glad to hear that's not like going to be like Madden. 2 different video games for 2 separate leagues, I guess if you want to call it that. Good, love to hear that. Another cool thing that we've kind of heard, lots of different intricacies are like super detailed with the stadiums, the walkouts, etc. 2 things that kind of suck though that have come out. Jump around will not be in the game for Wisconsin. Sorry, Badgers fans. That does kind of suck. That would have been cool to have in the game. And then Enter Sandman for Virginia Tech, also not in the game. So yeah, that's kind of tough. I don't know if you heard anything in particular with kind of that stuff that you are excited for or anything.
I'm not. I guess we can touch on too. They said like for your players, ski masks are in the game. Finally, you can wear your pants above the knees.
That's gonna be sick.
You can tuck your jersey like Zeke in 15. So
yeah, that'll be nice.
Cool accessories.
And then finally, I'd say the last kind of big thing that I saw that I was kind of concerned about with the game. I wasn't really sure how they were going to work it out. Transfer portal is going to be included. So that's good. I mean, you want it to be as realistic as possible. And that's what everybody said. They've done a really good job of making it like as much like real life as they can. And then NIL. That was going to be hard to implement in the game, especially because this game's been in development for years. And like some of this stuff hasn't been passed until now. But so how that's going to work is that you can promise recruits like brand points, I guess is what they're called. So like basically it's like we'll give this much attention to you building your brand or whatever. So I guess that's basically just like promising them NIL. So yeah.
I also heard you're gonna be able to like your GPA is like a factor here. It's like I've seen like it's gonna be like a very very deep like and like if you promise to recruit something and then you're like, oh never mind, like you're not getting that, like it like brings down your team morale and like you'll get punished in the next recruiting cycle. Glory. Like you have to like your GPA matters and stuff. Like y'all thought Johnny Manziel was bad. Wait till my guy steps on campus.
Well,
it's gonna be a nightmare
when he steps out Brown. I thought you were going to Brown. Supposed to be an academic weapon, Weez.
No, that was literally just the plot for Varsity Blues. That was just going into my head. Actually, one more thing we should probably touch on because it does affect you and me personally. But Baby Gronk has decommitted to 4 different schools.
Yeah, and his most recent commitment, the University of Nebraska. So give it up for Nebraska. We finally got him. We got Baby Gronk. Awesome thing though that happened there that got posted and community notes did it and they said Baby Gronk has not received an offer from Nebraska. So that was awesome. Thank you, community notes.
All jokes aside though, Baby Gronk
was pretty funny.
A follower of College Football Dog, so respect to him.
Yes. Shout out Baby Gronk.
We hope one of these schools is finally home.
Yeah. One day he'll find it. He'll find his next Livy because obviously Livy's gone from LSU. So he can't go skibidi riz her from Ohio anymore. Yeah, okay. Let's stop before we start saying nonsense, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much all we had for you guys today. So with that, we're probably going to call it. So once again, we kind of want to thank you all for tuning in to Rock Hard Ball today. Again, this was episode 4. I guess I kind of forgot to put the banner up today, so hopefully I guess I'll just shout it out now. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, Twitter especially. That's where we kind of post all our updates and stuff like that. We started last episode, we did some polls and stuff. We're probably going to try to do more of that stuff as we go forward. So make sure you're following on all the socials. That way, you know when we're going live, stuff like that. But without further ado, again, I'm Carter. That's Weezy. This has been Rock Hard Ball for Culture Ball Dogs, Dog Media Network, and we will see you guys all next time.